So who's misleading the country on the compensation issue when it comes down to the Agniveer scheme? Was it Rahul Gandhi on the floor of the parliament on compensation given to Agniveer Ajay Kumar, or did the government mislead the country by not giving in the adequate funds? And on the other hand, the larger question, should the debate on Agniveer scheme just be limited to compensation? Is there a need to review the Agniveer scheme? And some of that was seen on the ground, especially in states like Haryana, in Maharashtra, in Rajasthan, where a lot of people, the voters, came out and said they were not happy with the Agniveer scheme. Let's take all these questions to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, Advocate Arshdeep Kharyal, Spokesperson, Congress, Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, retired, of course, Army veteran. I want to cut across to the Congress spokesperson first. Mr. Kharyal, the big question right now is that it seems that your leader, Rahul Gandhi, not just on the floor of the parliament, but then later on through the source of a video, seemed to have misled the people, suggesting that the particular Agniveer in question, Ajay Kumar, did not receive the prerequisite compensation duly, which was accorded to him. However, having said that, the family of the Agniveer themselves have come out and said that partially, yes, they have received the compensation and the rest of it will follow through.
Well, number one, when Mr. Gandhi had highlighted the issue, there was a video that was played in which the father of the martyr had categorically said that the money had not been received. Subsequent to the intervention by Mr. Gandhi, by the Congress party, the money, the insurance cover was given. My question to the Bharatiya Janata Party is that the 1 CR that has been given to the martyr's family, is it the insurance cover or is it the compensation? Number two, well, we've all seen how all the three chiefs of the Army, of the Navy, of the Air Force, the former chiefs, have opposed Agnipath scheme. Do not listen to the opposition, do not listen to the government, listen to the Army at least. When the Bharatiya Janata Party used to be at 2 seats, these chiefs back then were serving in the army, were serving the country, and the Bharatiya Janata Party's government did not even consider talking to the stakeholders, talking to the army, to the navy, to the air force, and directly impose this as they have always been doing, like the farm laws were done. And after that, they had to take a U-turn on that. Next is, we have all seen how retired Lieutenant General Vinod Bhatia Saab, retired Lieutenant General Prakash Katod Saab, Naravne Saab, and many more army officers have opposed this left, right, and center. And the Bharatiya Janata Party's government apparently thinks that they know more than the army does, that they know it better. My question to the Bharatiya Janata Party is, why does Agniveer, who is serving the nation, who is doing exactly the same amount of work as a regular soldier does, why is he discriminated against? Why does he not get pension? Why does he not get the status of a martyr? Why does he not get equal insurance cover? Why does he not get all the medical benefits? Why this discrimination after serving in the army, after serving the country? Why is he rendered unemployed? Because these 4 years when he'll be serving in the army as an Agniveer, he'll be giving up on his graduation. He'll not be going to a university or a college. And if he is doing so much for the army, for the country, for the welfare of us, why should he be rendered unemployed? I mean, the Bharatiya Janata Party's government.
All right, so there's a larger debate. There are 2 aspects to this debate, Mr. Kharyal. One, of course, is there a desperate need to review the Agniveer scheme is one debate, part of the debate. But the current topic is, did somewhere down the line the Congress mislead the country on the issue of compensation given to the slain Agniveer Ajay Kumar? Sanju Verma, even if the family, if you speak to the family, the entire sum has not been given. They say partially they have got the compensation, but a lot to the tune of 60 lakhs is yet to come in. They are hoping and confident that the government would deliver the same. Along with that, the family is also very clear that they did not support the Agniveer scheme. And you heard that in our own story right here.
Preeti, first and foremost, good to see you back on your own show.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Preeti, I always speak with data. I don't engage in baseless rhetoric. And there is a video which is being played on a Hindi channel, one of your rival competitors, where Baksho Devi, the sister of martyr Ajay Kumar, says that मैंने तो मना किया था इनको कि झूठ मत बोलो, referring to her father. And then the father Charanjit Singh, he intervenes. He said, अरे मैं क्या करता, 29 मई को राहुल गांधी अपने कुछ खास लोगों के साथ मेरे पास आए थे और उन्होंने कहा, आप बोलो आपको कॉम्पनसेशन नहीं मिला है, देखना सदन में हंगामा हो जाएगा. He clearly says, Rahul Gandhi says, आप बोलो कॉम्पनसेशन नहीं मिला है, सदन में हंगामा हो जाएगा. Then the concerned reporter asks बख्शो देवी कि आपको ये जो लगभग 1 करोड़ मिला है वो आपको कब कब मिला? She says, हमको लगभग 50 लाख 3-4 महीने पहले मिला और 48 लाख हमको जून 10 के आसपास मिला. So first and foremost, 98.39 lakhs, almost a crore, has been paid in 2 installments of 50 lakh and 48 lakh each. Point number 1. Point number 2, the father Charanjit admits in camera to a reporter that yes, Rahul Gandhi and some of his close confidants met him at his village on the 29th of May and told him that if you say you've not been adequately compensated, parliament mein hangama ho jayega, which is absolutely shameful. This man Rahul Gandhi, who's leader of the opposition, has still not learned his lessons. For the third time in a Lok Sabha election, people have given a blinding message. They want to see Narendra Modi in the treasury benches and Rahul Gandhi in the opposition benches. But most importantly, Preeti, that I want to say one thing. You know, first Rahul Gandhi said compensation mila hi nahi. When the Indian Army, from its official handle, gave out the breakdown of the sum that has been paid to Ajay Kumar's family, then Pawan Khera, Jairam Ramesh and the like said, oh no, the amount is not close to a crore, only 30 lakh has been paid out. Then again, details from ICICI Bank were put out in public domain by Rajnath Singh's office and by the Indian Army, calling out the bluff of Rahul Gandhi. My last point, Preeti, because I've been asked, by the Congress spokesperson, was this insurance money? Was this compensation money? This game of semantics is only to confuse the audience. But in 10 seconds, Preeti, this is the most important part of my argument. Total compensation payable to Ajay Kumar's family, 1.65 crore, of which 48 lakh worth of non-contributory insurance, which means the matter had nothing to contribute. The entire premium was paid by the central government. 48 lakh has been paid. 50 lakh, which was paid as insurance by ICICI Lombard, that the premium for that was always paid by the central government, not by Ajay Kumar or his family. There was an emolument of 39,000 which was paid. What is pending is ex gratia 44 lakh, 8 lakh from Army Welfare Fund, 13 lakh as balance pay, and balance amount of 2.3 lakh as Seva Nidhi, which will all be given.
All right. The fact is, Sanju Verma, you quoted some rival channels. We don't want to get into that. There are multiple videos on social media floating about Sanju Verma on multiple rival channels where the family is saying various things, some of them even contradicting what that particular channel is saying. We are going to look at what they told us. And what they told us was, the father said that 60 lakhs is pending. Half of it has come through. The sister, the one you are quoting, on our channel has told us very clearly that the family was not happy with the Agniveer scheme. You heard that in this news report. So that's what we are going to confirm with. But, I want to, away from the politics of it all, I want to bring in Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni. And General Kulkarni, there has to be a nuanced take on the Agniveer scheme, which goes beyond just on the current topic of whether compensation was given or not to Ajay Kumar, Agniveer Ajay Kumar. The question, Sanjay Kulkarni, General Kulkarni, is, which also stems from the fact that if you're going to call upon the youth of this country to possibly put their life on the line, then somewhere down the line, you need to make sure that they're not just compensated, but adequately compensated, especially where pension and other compensations come into question.
Thank you, Preeti. You rightly said, totally apolitical. Now, it's a voluntary scheme. It's an Agnipath scheme in which these Agniveers are brought in for 4 years, and thereafter, should 25% retention, speaking of this particular thing, if 50% of the retention is what is most of us recommend, that if it is accepted or more, that's so much better. But the fact remains, it's a voluntary scheme. Anybody joining through the Agnipath scheme to become an Agniveer is very clear in the terms and conditions. There isn't a man who does not know what the terms and conditions are. The children, these boys and girls, they are either 10th standard or 12th standard, age between 17 and a half and 21. They know fully well what it is all about. Now the question is what you are saying in the line of duty, or the right word that you have used is in the line of duty, because there are no shahadat and there are no shaheeds in the army. We are not into religious wars. These are connotations which are related to religion. We are not into it. And you rightly use the word the line of duty. Because of that possible death in the line of duty, there is a person is insured for 48 lakhs. And this is a state paid, the country paid, the individual does not pay. It's a non-contributory. Today, a sepoy is insured for 50 lakhs, for which he pays himself 5,000 rupees per month. That means a sepoy in the army today is not a non-contributory insurance. He pays for his insurance. And therefore, should an Agniveer die, he is paid 48 lakhs. Then he is paid 44 lakhs as ex gratia. And should he be 100% disabled, he is paid 44. And if it is 75%, he is paid 25 lakhs. If it is 50%, he is paid 15 lakhs. So all these terms and conditions and the monetary allowances that are to be coming along with whatever casualties or disabilities come are all clear. So there's not one individual who can say that he's been cheated or he's been deceived or that he did not know. And therefore, I think it is, maybe we should not get into politics. Even this particular Agniveer who died unfortunately in a land blast, it's very clear. The 13th of February 2024, he was paid 48 lakhs. And then the 10th of June, he was paid with the balance 44 lakhs. And now I'm told the army's paid another 1 lakh, which is quite recent in the last about 3 or 4 days. That comes to about 99 lakhs and 39,000, approximately a crore. So that is the way. And there, the army has accepted that they would be paying 1 crore 65 lakhs to the individual. And that is the above. Now to say whether it is less or more is a separate issue.
Fair point. But General, I want to ask you a quick question before I go back to the, the political debate. And that is, because if you look at it and we're giving that entire, you're right, it's definitely a voluntary scheme. No, the terms and conditions are very clear. But the terms and conditions, especially for a job where you're possibly asked to lay down your lives, there are a lot of grays attached to it. And, if you look at pre-Agniveer, post-Agniveer, there are a lot of compensation, which, of course, the Agniveer doesn't get. What is the compensation for national security is another question that one can be asked. Do you reckon, General Kulkarni, that maybe we need to review the scheme, especially if we've seen the kind of reactions on ground of what has been the army ethos?
See, definitely that's a scheme, that's what was on the platter. Now, if it requires a bit of tweaking, whatever, the compensation to be paid for all that in the line of duty, they would be paid. Now, there are certain numbers who would have said, well, some committed suicide also should be paid, whatever that be so. Is this certain things are very, very clear. Well, a review is there. If the review committee does recommend that everybody in the line, then he's definitely not Agniveer. No, we have to understand the concept. A sepoy is being given all that is fair. I heard some people say, well, a sepoy gets about 2 crores and something like that, and all others get. It isn't like that, It's a scheme. Agnipath is a scheme which introduces a sepoy who have undergone 4 years of Agniveer, and then he becomes a sepoy, and thereafter, of course, everything is different. But while now to say you should be given an ex-serviceman stay, if the government so feels or the committee so feels, well, so be it. But as of now, what the terms and conditions are, we have to make the scheme a success with what has been given. Tweaking, whether line of duty, not 1 crore, but we need to give 2 crores. Well, that's for the government to decide. But right now, nobody is coming with a closed eyes. He knows what he will get. And therefore, I think as the existing scheme is concerned, that is what it is. Earlier, we got much less. Now it's much more.
Well, fair point. Lieutenant General Kulkarni, appreciate you joining us and giving us your expert opinion. There's one thing at least that you saw on ground, and I'm going to go back to the political panelists here and bring in the Congress spokesperson, Advocate Arshdeep Khadiar. Was on ground that for the Congress, the Agniveer scheme became a poll issue. We saw that echo in the state of Haryana. We saw that echo in the state of Rajasthan, Maharashtra, even in parts of Uttar Pradesh. And you did meet, Sanju Verma, and I'll come back to you on this, a fair amount of success in connecting with the people, because most of the people or most of the youth in this country who aspire towards an army job, especially when it comes down, to don the olive for the country, were not happy with the Agniveer scheme. But Arshdeep Khadial, the question is, did you try and politicize it and pushing it further at a time when you are about 2.5 months away from elections in Haryana?
If anyone is politicizing the issue, it is the Bharatiya Janata Party. I've already given you the example of how so many army officers that have served in the army and that are serving in the army have opposed it. And second of all, the important points. Let's look at the discrimination that the Agniveers are subjected to. Number one, a regular soldier, if is martyred, Preeti, I'll request, there's a lot of echo coming and background disturbance coming.
We're going to try and rectify that. Yes,
I'll continue. So the discrimination between Agniveers and regular soldiers is that if a regular soldier is martyred, his family would be given 2.43 crore. But if a Agniveer is martyred, he would be given 1 crore in compensation. Number two, a regular soldier is given an insurance cover of 75 lakhs. Agniveer is given an insurance cover of 48 lakhs. Then ex gratia amount to a regular soldier is 55 lakhs. To an Agniveer, it is 44 lakhs. Then the status of a martyr is given to a regular soldier, but not to an Agniveer. When they're doing the same kind of job, doing the same kind of tasks, are serving the country, why are they being subjected to discrimination? Number two, my concern with the Bharatiya Janata Party is what possible problem would you have if you would extend the same benefits to the Agniveers and 6 months of training? Is that sufficient for Agniveers to be sent on the borders in mere 6 months of training? And after they are done serving in the army, where do they go? And since they have missed out on their graduation, since they have missed out on their educational qualification, where would they end up? And not just that, there's been no pilot project that has been launched for this, and 13 Agniveers till date have been martyred. Out of those 13, 3 to 4 have been given the compensation of 48 lakhs. One has been allegedly given the compensation / insurance cover of 1 crore. What about the remaining ones?
Okay.
Why does the Bharatiya Janata Party's government not want to look after the Agniveers, after the martyrs of the country and their families?
The debate, Arshdeep Khadial, is way more nuanced, and I would reckon something I would say, especially for political panelists to understand and accept, is far beyond the realms of politics. Best left to our defense experts, and many of them have come out and suggested, Sanju Verma, that the scheme be reviewed at an urgent level. And I'll give you an example. Stay clear of, what's happening in terms of what the Congress is saying or what other political outfits are saying. Look at what the people have been saying. And you've seen that in terms of reactions coming in through the election on various states. Not just that. I'll just quote right now. The former Navy chief has also come out and stated the same, where he's saying that somewhere down the line it does compromise national security. So, Sanju Verma, is there an understanding and acceptance in the government that maybe let's not look at political egos, but look at the scheme? If it warrants a review, go ahead and push for it.
Preeti, you're having a very sensible debate, and I want my time without interjections. I heard the Congress panelists very patiently. First and foremost, let's not miss the woods for the trees. Did Rahul Gandhi lie on the floor of the House? Yes, and that has been verified in the public domain by Agniveer Ajay Kumar's father and sister, no less. Balance compensation is due, yes, but close to 1 crore paid, whereas Rahul Gandhi said no compensation was paid. And I will not mince my words, Preeti, this is not getting personal. Rahul Gandhi suffers from obsessive compulsive disorder. He sees a conspiracy in everything. He thinks that his modus operandi, झूठ बोलो, जब पकड़े जाओ तो लगातार बोलो, बार-बार बोलो और जोर से चिल्ला कर बोलो. That is not going to work. Do you remember last year, there was an Agniveer who laid down his life at Siachen Glacier, Akshay Lakshman Gawate from Maharashtra. The same modus operandi was adopted by Rahul Gandhi, saying Akshay Lakshman was not paid any compensation. His family came out rejecting Rahul Gandhi's claims and saying that they are very happy with the Agnipath scheme. And let me tell you, ex-Army Chief Manoj Pandey, current Army Chief Upendra Dwivedi, the CDS, Mr. Anil Chauhan, Air Chief Marshals like B.S. Dhanoa, Arup Raha, Rakesh Bhadoria, and the current Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ram Choudhry, the current Navy Chief Dinesh Tripathi have said Agnipath is an excellent scheme. This is my second point to your argument that many people don't like it. If there are 10 people who don't like it, there are 1,000 people who are for it. But my last and final point is this. There are various exams. You have the NCC exam, you have the Short Service Commission exam, you have the National Defense Academy exam under the aegis of the UPSC for getting drafted into the regular army cadre. So to conflate issues by saying Agniveer सिर्फ 4 साल के लिए रहते हैं, but a regular cadre, if you want to be in the regular cadre, please Preeti, my time is not up, I still have 30 seconds. If the regular cadre is what a youngster wants to be drafted into, the options are you sit for the competitive Short Service Commission exam or you sit for the NDA exam. So don't say कि हमारे लोग अग्निवीर क्यों बनाए जा रहे हैं, उनको ऑफिसर ग्रेड का रैंक क्यों नहीं दिया जा रहा है. For that, please, I did not heckle you. For that, the criteria is different. But I want to say one interesting thing, which nobody has said on any channel. Do you know, Preeti, when was Agnipath scheme, albeit under a different name, first recommended? I was doing research and I found out it was first recommended in 1989. In 1989 by the MOS Defense, Arun Singh, when Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister.
I've terribly run out of time. But the fact is, I'm sorry, I apologize to the Congress spokesperson. I've given you equal time. Both of you have got equal time. But I've run out of time. But in midst of all of this, Sanju Verma is not with us. But having said that, you know, it's not so easy that sit for the competitive exam, especially when you speak to aspirants, the youth of the country who aspire, you know, to be in the army through what was the earlier form of recruitment on what they had looked at. It's not so easy. But what we've been given to understand that in all possibility the scheme could be reviewed later this year. Will it happen? We'll let you know.